Well, we are now joined by the fourth manager in Woodpeckers history. It's Ricky Rivera up here with us in the Woodpeckers TV studio. And it's been a strong start to the year, and we're glad to get to know a little bit more about Ricky, the coaching staff this year, and talk about some of the early success that this team is having, Ricky. First and foremost, congratulations on taking the next step in your managerial career. 2 seasons at the Florida Complex League, and now up to Fayetteville, where you've been before. You've filled in as a manager back in 2021 here. But what's it mean to have the job full-time now, managing for the first time in full-season pro baseball?
Well, it's pretty cool, man. I mean, it's a different experience. It was something I was looking forward to, trying to get in a different environment, see how I could mesh with players up here, see how I can be able to relate to guys in a different atmosphere, in a different environment where I don't have to wake up at 6 a.m. Every day to get to work and stuff like that. But my time in the Complex League was awesome. I thought it showed me a lot. It was a great learning lesson for me. It was a big step in my career because I was dealing with 60, 70, 80 guys, that I had 6 staff members in each department and stuff like that. So I think it just kind of prepped me to put me in a position to be able to handle this and maybe navigate through certain things a little bit easier.
Let's talk a little bit about your baseball background going back to your years as a kid. You grew up in Puerto Rico. You went to the Dorado Academy out there. And I know sports were a big part of your life right away, not just baseball, but multiple sports. How much was baseball kind of thrown on you and around the culture growing up? And what other sports did you get involved in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, so growing up, my parents did a good job of just like just letting me play, whatever I wanted to do. I was always a pretty solid athlete, I would say. I wanted to participate in different sports and stuff like that. So they kind of opened the door. And my parents, my mom and my dad would just put whatever they had planned or whatever to aside. And if I had track and field practice, volleyball practice, basketball, whatever it is, they prioritized me and my sister. So it was pretty cool just getting the support from them at the young age. Obviously, Puerto Rico's known for their baseball, boxing. Basketball's growing there and down there now. But so I was surrounded by baseball 24/7. My dad played. My dad then organized softball teams. Then he stopped and tried to coach me and my friends and stuff like that. My mom's a huge baseball fan, stuff like that. So it was kind of in the family. But I got to a point where I liked or I was better at other sports than baseball, like volleyball or sometimes basketball, stuff like that. So, but just having the opportunity to play all those sports was pretty cool for me.
Who was the big Major League Baseball influence for you at the time as a kid?
Yeah, it was Roberto Clemente. Obviously, I didn't get to watch him play, obviously, but you hear the stories, you watch the videos, you read the books, you watch the documentaries and stuff like that, and it's somebody that prioritized not only just being a good baseball player, obviously very toolsy baseball player, a guy that succeeded 3,000 hits, but a guy that was an even better human being, so it's just, I always tell my guys, it's like the game of baseball doesn't define you, but it can shape you into being a better human with how you deal with failure and other players and stuff like that in a team environment.
You got the jersey on. You're wearing it proud, Puerto Rico, and not the back-to-back seasons now where the Woodpeckers have had a manager originally from Puerto Rico. Joe Thon was here last year. Of course, his dad, Dickie Thon, a major leaguer with the Astros. Now Joe's with most of last year's crew up in AA Corpus Christi. How cool is it to have that heritage kind of right here within the Astros system? 2 managers from Puerto Rico.
Well, me and Joe are really close. I mean, Joe is somebody that I've known or followed because he was a top prospect in Puerto Rico. He's a little bit older than me. So somebody that I've known, followed. I'm really good friends with his cousin and stuff like that. So having that relationship with him kind of has helped me prep to be here. Because obviously he did it last year, so he's the guy when I have a question or whatever, I can reach out to him. Obviously, me and him coached winter ball in Puerto Rico this year, so we saw each other a lot, not in the same team, but against each other. But having the Puerto Rican culture here in the Astros org is awesome. I mean, obviously, throughout the years, it keeps going. Like we had Correa, Maldonado's up there now, Centrone and Espada up there in the bigs. Obviously, Joe and I down here. Laura Ramos is a coordinator for us. I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple guys. I mean, J.C. Correa, we have Nieves down in the complex. So, it's just cool, to see my culture, my people from my island, take a big part of an organization like this.
Now, you got to the States for your college baseball. I know you kind of took a leap of faith and ended up at Northeast Oklahoma, A&M, and eventually Central Missouri, transferring over there. How much of a change was that for you, kind of going in blindly to your college baseball experience once leaving Puerto Rico?
Yeah, it was a big change of culture. I actually didn't play baseball my senior spring. I was just focused on playing basketball and volleyball. Obviously, I didn't have what it took to make it to the college level in basketball, but I had the opportunity to play volleyball, so I kind of put it aside and then it was like 2 weeks before graduation, my mom looked at me and she's like, what are we doing here? Like, where are we going to college? I was like, I kind of have to have that. And I was like, I don't know. And I did a couple tryouts for baseball and stuff in the fall, and I had a pretty good fall season in Northeastern Oklahoma. Took a chance at me as a two-way player. And I was like, all right, let's do it. I guess I'm going there, you know. And when I got there, it was a big culture change. Obviously, I'm in the Midwest. I'm in Miami, Oklahoma, spelled Miami, but it said Miami.
Miami.
So it was. I remember driving that first day, and like it was just like farms and like cows and stuff. And my dad was like, "You sure you want to do this? You can come home if you want." And
where are we?
Yeah, but it was cool, man. I mean, we had an awesome staff there, and I just wanted to kind of just do my own thing, leave the house and stuff like that. I saw an opportunity by going to college there, and I mean, everything's led to being here, so no complaints on my end.
Yeah, and this isn't the first time you've been here
Nope.
to Fayetteville, North Carolina. After the college career for you, you were actually a member of the 2014 Fayetteville Swamp Dogs in the Coastal Plain League that played here in town at J.P. Riddle. And what are some of your favorite memories from that summer out here in Fayetteville?
Well, my favorite part was honestly like being out here and seeing how the crowd like was so into those games. I was like, this game could mean nothing, you know, like we're not affiliated to anybody. But it was pretty cool. I mean, we got to play Team USA there, a team that had Bregman. They had Swanson. They had Turner. They had some big-time guys, Dylan Tate, Walker Bueller. So it was really cool getting to play those guys. But being here in Fayetteville, like, I mean, it was, you know how it goes. You know, it's get to the field, go home, field, home. But it just felt right, you know, doing it. I was here for 2-3 months. Family that took me in for those months was awesome. I still keep in contact with them. I'm sure they'll come out here for a couple games. So I wouldn't say it felt like home when I got told that I was coming back up here, but I was like, I'm comfortable here, you know. Like I kind of know the dynamic and I know how this town works.
Yeah, and not to bag on J.P. Riddle, it's a very historic ballpark that's meant a lot to the sports culture in this area. But the new digs here at Segra Stadium are a little bit of an upgrade.
Yeah, I mean this is a big league facility. You know, it's a big leap for the guys. I mean, obviously we have it so nice at the complex. We have everything we need down there. But then a lot of teams leave their complex and go, and they're like a little bit like, okay, now I got to figure out how to do things with a smaller weight room, with this and that. We got it all here, you know, like. From the top down, from our GM, our marketing people, everybody all the way down to our players, you know, like we got everything we need to do our work, develop, succeed, and have fun, most importantly. It's a long season.
What was it that ultimately got you onto the path of coaching? You see it a lot, of course, where, you know, former players still have the passion. They want to help cultivate that next era of baseball players. But what was it for you after you finished playing your pro career? You said, I want to get into the coaching side of things.
Well, funny enough, after I got done with my college career, I coached. I was a grad assistant at Central Missouri as well. And then after that, I kind of got baseballed out. I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm going to go work, take a 9-to-5, work and stuff like that. And what actually got me back into this is I was coaching 14U travel ball and for a Royal Scout team. And then I ended up doing player development with the Royals as well. But that's what got me into it. I was like, okay, this feels right. Like I was working a full day of work and then going to practice for a travel ball team, and I would look forward to it all day. And I was like, why wouldn't I want to do this every day, you know? And obviously me and my dad's dream was obviously to make it pro. As a player, that opportunity didn't present itself. So as a coach, it did. And I mean, it was match made in heaven for me.
Let's talk a little bit about the coaching staff that you have with you here in Fayetteville. Zach Wilkins takes over as the pitching coach. Luis Reynoso is the hitting coach, and the bench coach is Dylan Mazzo. What do you like about this group of guys so far? I know, of course, you have some familiarity with a few of these guys with your time at the FCL, but also some newcomers into the Houston minor league system.
Yeah, so me and Reynoso worked together, obviously, last year, so it's a relationship we've already had. He's actually really good friends with one of my good friends, so I kind of knew of him already going into last year. Worker, he's a worker, you know, like he's not that rah-rah in your face type of guy, but he works, you know, so it's easy for me to just be like, hey, just let me know how much time you need, get after it, do your thing, and a guy that I can trust, whether I'm there or not. Dylan obviously Mazzo will serve as my right-hand guy, you know, it's a guy that I built a really good relationship last year in spring training for the little time we spent together. We actually, you know, when after camp breaks, you kind of lose touch with certain coaches and stuff like that. With Dylan and I, it was very different because we stayed in touch the whole time. Like even last year, like he was worried about our guys in rookie ball, what they were doing, drills and stuff like that. So that meant a lot to me, you know. He helped me, you know, grow and learn the game from other sides. Obviously, he was a AA, so he knows some things that the higher up level guys. He brings a good mix of that with just good vibes in the clubhouse as well. And then Wilkins has fit right in, man. Like Wilkins has came in here. I mean, he's like again another guy like Reynoso. Like he's not rah rah in your face stuff like that. A very knowledgeable guy, and he relates with the guys, which is huge to the kids here. You know, like they all want to feel prioritized. They all want to feel like they can relate and comfortable enough to say things when they fail or succeed. And Wilkins does a good job of that. So I think overall it's a pretty good staff. I mean, TJ Bergman's our bench coach, and he does, or a bullpen coach, and he does way more than an average bullpen coach. I was a bullpen coach in winter ball, and I don't do half of the things he does. So another good guy. But overall, it's just good vibes in there. I mean, like we win or lose, we have good vibes in there. We're working. We understand the goal. The goal is to make MLB players. You know, for every Pena that makes it to the bigs, that we could, you know, chime in a little bit. That's a huge win for us. You know, so making sure that we prioritize guy 1 through 30 in our roster is something that we all share in common. So it's really easy to work, and I'm pretty hands off. I just kind of let them do their thing. You know, if I see something, I might hint at something. But these are guys that they know what they're doing. They know how to talk to the guys, which is really important at this level. And most of all, they've gained my trust already. So,
Skipper, good luck the rest of the way this homestand. Of course, we'll be traveling on the road with you guys in Colombia for the first road trip of the year. A lot of home baseball to start out April, no doubt, making it a little more comfortable for the guys getting going. But great getting to know a little bit more about you, and best of luck throughout the rest of the month and throughout the entire season.
Thank you, guys, and go Packers.